With heavy hearts, we announce the passing of our beloved Matthew George Edward of Sapphire State Library, who passed away peacefully on 5th April 2023 at the age of 96. Left to mourn are his children, Compton Francois and wife Delia Francois of Lafargue Choiseul, O'Neill Edward of Sophia State Library, Vernita Jean and husband Eastman Jean of Michigan, USA, Janetta Edward of Laris's V4, Tina Edward of Library, Angus Edward and wife Helen Edward of London, England, Leah Edward and husband Martin Burton Edward of Laris's V4, Vernette Edward of Sophia Estate, Josie Thomas Ward and husband Alan Ward of Atlanta, Georgia, Petra Isaac of Grace V4, Jonathan Isaac of Sophia Estate Library. Grandchildren: Vernon, Ian, Kim, and Devon Charles and their families of De Brille Choiseul, Garvin Francois and family of Lafargue Choiseul, Jenny Francois of the U.S., Shane, Nell, and Dr. Lisa Francois of Lafargue, Kamisha and family of Canada, Sophie and Ija and their families of Soufrière, Baba and family of Castries, Giselle Jean James and family of Corinth, Chanot Jean and family of Pi and Antigua, Monique Jean Derden and family of New Jersey, USA, Sylvie Jean of Pi, Donley, Randon, Niall, Kieran, and Nicole Jean and their families of the U.S., Yasma Setange and family of Caco Pero, Neva Edward Dandas and family of New York, Erlen Edward of Pero, Carol Edward and family of Black Bay Library, Rowan Edward and family of Pi, Leonardo Edward and Precious Leah Edward of Larissus V4, Miguel Duplessis of Sophia State Library, Shanice Thomas and family of Atlanta, Georgia, Lashana Thomas Walker and family of Atlanta, Georgia, Sylvanus Isaac and family of Black Bay V4, Monette Isaac and family of Grace V4, Andre, Josh, Tiffany, and Kishana Isaac, all of Grace V4. Children and their families of his deceased brother, Joseph Edward of V4. His cousin, Francis Etienne and family of Barbados. Godchildren, Trevor Phillip and family of Castries, Peter Wilson and family of Auger, Neto Francis of the U.S. Family of his deceased godson, Finley Leos of Herald Estate Library. Close friend and personal physician, Dr. Christy Daniel and family of Lattock Castries. Other close friends: Hilary Duplessis of Montbourg-Séjour V4, Michael George, better known as T. Mike, and family of Balka, Deborah Eliter of Dearmont V4, Auntie Lala of Larissus V4, Joan, Esther, Sandra, and Verita Isaac, all of Castries, Palmer Joseph of Pi, John Atkinson of Escap Miko, Merle Regis and family of Castries, Mr. Steve Hunt of Giro Saltibus, children of his deceased best friend, Henry King of Lavery, Dr. Ulrich Mondesi of the Morn Castries, Johnson Frederick, bus driver of London, England, and Lena Alexander of London, England, Dave Leonce and family of Labrie, Cynthia St. Helen and family of Giro Saltibus, Frances Fossois of Sophia Labrie, Lucille Inglis and family of Banata Babano, Jean Risme of PI, Oricia Denbo Bullen and husband Henderson Bullen of VA4, Sheila John and family of Labrie and Choiseul, Delisha George of Saltibus, June Sotilio of Texas, Marcella Donnelly, also known as Tita, and family of Larissus, Ian and Vicky Henry, and family of OJV4, Miss Unsil Donat and family of Cedar Heights V4, Gary Lewisau, also known as Billy of St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Island, Pastor Ben and family of Black Bay V4, Harris John of Sophia Library, Veronica Nelson and family of LaClary, Jenny Simon and family of Larissus V4, Cletus Savre and family of Cicero. Also left to mourn the Wilson family of Roblo and Sophia, family of deceased Taylor Francis of Castries, family of deceased Unitha and Dorix Jean of PI, the Innocent family of V4, the Duval family of Choiseul, the Rene family of Labrie, the family of deceased Dedet Theophilus of Choiseul, the family of deceased Go George of Roblo, the Leos family of Herald Estate Labrie, the PI community, and his neighbors at Larissus V4, other relatives and friends, both here and abroad. Special mention of Father Athanase Joseph, parish priest of the Labrie Catholic Church, Eucharistic ministers Mr. Vern Simon, Mrs. Veronica Paul, Mr. and Mrs. Mike Lamontine, all of Labrie, Dr. Olusina Adesanya, Dr. Sherwin James, Dr. Patrick Joseph, and Nurse Aisha Persil, as well as the OPC and ER doctors and nurses of St. Jude Hospital. The homegoing service for Matthew George Edward will be held at the Church of the Purification of the Blessed Virgin Mary in Labrie on Monday, 24th April 2023 at 2 p.m., followed by internment at the Labrie Cemetery. The body now lies at Lazarus Funeral Home, New Dock Road, V4. So lovingly, the memories of you will live forever in our hearts. We love and will miss you dearly. Sleep well, Daddy George.